Now, I have to ask you about a company that you invested in. As you said, you make almost no investments outside of SpaceX.
Yeah, I'm not really an investor.
You're not an investor.
Right. I don't own any public securities apart from SolarCity and Tesla.
That's amazing. But you did just invest in a company called Vicarious Artificial Intelligence. What is this company?
Right. I was also an investor in DeepMind before Google acquired it, and Vicarious. Mostly, I sort of want to. It's not from the standpoint of actually trying to make any investment return. It's really. I'd like to just keep an eye on what's going on with artificial intelligence. I think there's potentially a dangerous outcome there, and we need to.
Dangerous.
Potentially, yes.
How so?
I mean, there's been movies about this, like Terminator.
Yes, but movies are. Even if that's the case, what do you do about it? I mean, what dangers do you see that you can actually do something about?
I don't know.
Well, why did you invest in Vicarious? What exactly does Vicarious do? What do you see it doing down the line?
Well, I mean, the Vicarious refers to it as recursive cortical networks, essentially emulating the human brain. Yeah, so I think, yeah.
So you want to make sure that technology is used for good and not Terminator-like evil?
Yeah. I mean, if in the movie Terminator, they didn't create AI to, I mean, they didn't expect, some sort of Terminator-like outcome. It's sort of, like that Monty Python thing. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. It's just like, but you got to be careful. So you want to make sure that.
But here's the irony. I mean, the man who's responsible for some of the most advanced technology in this country is worried about the advances in technology that you're aware of. I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's why I keep asking, what can you do? In other words, this stuff is almost inexorable, isn't it? How, if you see that there's these brain-like developments out there, can you really do anything to stop it?
I don't know.
Well, what should AI be used for? What's its best value?
I don't know. But there's some scary outcomes, and we should try to make sure that the outcomes are good and not bad. Yeah.
Or escape to Mars if there's no other option.
The AI will chase us there pretty quickly.
Oh, God. So what else is in the Elon Musk notebook? What's the latest with the Hyperloop?
I understand that there are some companies that are forming to try to make the Hyperloop happen, and I encourage them. I think that's great. I'm super focused on Tesla and SpaceX, and to a small amount on SolarCity, so that basically completely uses up my brain. And then, but I hope that something happens with the Hyperloop. And if nothing happens with it, then I'll probably do something down the road and try to make it happen.
And you said once you get Tesla to a certain point with an affordable car on the market, you're going to be ready for your next thing. What is the next thing? Well,
no, I'm always going to be involved with Tesla. Forever. The only question is whether I will be CEO forever, or at least until I die. So. I'm committed to be CEO of Tesla through volume production of the mass market vehicle, but I will continue to be involved with Tesla as far into the future as I can possibly imagine. The only question is whether I will remain as CEO, say, 5 years from now. That's the only question.
And as the ultimate disruptor, when you look at all the technologies out there, you've talked a little about artificial intelligence. What else do you think is really disruptive to the status quo right now?
Well, rewriting human genetics, that would be quite disruptive.
And are there any companies you would point to that you think are doing a good job or leading the charge?
I don't know much about that arena, except that if you ask what would be a very disruptive thing, I think that would be very disruptive. At this point, human lifespan is mostly about old age. It's not about cancer or anything else. It's like if you cure cancer, I think the average life expectancy would increase from 2 years. You go from 80 to 82 or something like that. It's we just have a genetic lifespan. It's kind of like say if you take a fruit fly and you gave it the best exercise and diet possible and the perfect life, it's still maybe it'll live 4 weeks instead of 3 weeks. That genetics just drives a lot of these things. So. If for something to be truly disruptive on that front, you'd want to do something on genetics. But like I said, I don't have much involvement there, or any involvement really.